Okay, we're going to start on your calculator with a random function that has nothing to do with anything, really. I made it up just so we could do some things, all right? I think that, you know, with the exception of us having to add documents and stuff and the weird tab to get to where you type stuff in, most of the things on this calculator that we're going to use anyway are pretty intuitive, okay? So you could take some notes if you want to. I don't necessarily think you need to. I think it'll kind of make sense when we do it. One thing I don't know that I said in every class, was this scratch pad over here on the left. We just ignore that. It does not work like you think it works, and so it's much safer for us to live in the document world, and that's why we do the documents over there, okay? Everybody have their calculator? We're ready? All right, turn it on, get to this black screen, and then we're going to hit 1 for new, and then you probably have something that asks you, you say no. I just didn't. I guess mine's at a different place. And then, so we're not going to save. And then 2, we're going to add a graph. Okay? And we only need a graph for what we're doing right now. And then we're going to type this function in. 8 plus 2.7x minus x squared. Okay. And before we hit enter, we should know that this is going to graph a what for us? A parabola. It's a quadratic. Yes, exactly. So then we hit enter, and your graph should look like this. Okay? Now, you have plenty of time to play around on this calculator because you get to take it home with you. While I am walking you through things, please do not get ahead of me because you think you know what I'm about to say or do, because that may or may not be the case, and I'm trying right now especially to show you specific things. Okay? All right, so we just have a parabola here. No big deal. We can't see what would the very top part be called? What's the very top there? What's the word for that? What's up? You didn't finish. Okay. We know it opens down because we have that negative x squared, but whether you have the top or the bottom, somebody tell me what that's called. The vertex. Thank you. It is the vertex. Okay. So specifically for a quadratic, it is the vertex. For just kind of in general, for a function, we can refer to it as a maximum or a minimum. Make sense? You've heard those words before, right? And we will talk a lot about those. We haven't really got to that part in the lesson, but I know that that's not brand new to you. So whether or not you found them on the calculators before is really irrelevant because it's a completely different process here. But one thing that, and it's been a minute since I've done it on the 83s or 84s, but I'm 99% sure you have to actually see the maximum or minimum to be able to identify it on the calculator, but we don't have to on here. Plus, right now, I don't necessarily know what I would need my Y maximum to be, and that would require me to mess around with my window. That takes time. Then windows get weird and messed up. So we are not doing that. There are times where we will mess with the window, but that's usually when we kind of know, like the question gives us some guidance on what we might want to do. But here's what I want to show you on this. We want to find the maximum, okay, where the vertex is. And so I'm in the graph. The place where we find normally things we get to choose from, whether we're on a calculator or in a restaurant, is the menu, right? So we're going to hit menu. Of all of these things, really, the thing we're going to use the most, I would say, is analyzing the graph. Trace is junk, just like it was before, because then you're kind of guessing of where you're going to be and the little spider moves. But we're going to analyze the graph. So we're going to choose 6. And then what are we looking for here? Maximum. So I'm going to hit 3. Now, pay attention to what I'm doing first. I can do it more than once if I need to. You have this dotted line. Yours may not be way over there. I don't know why mine's way over there. But it says lower bound down here in the left right. You see that? The left right. The left corner. So what I need, I know my vertex is somewhere right here. Like I don't know exactly where, but it's somewhere right there. I'm going to take this trackpad. I'm going to move this over here. I need my dotted line to be to the left of where my maximum is. I don't know exactly where it is, but I'm pretty confident that what I have right now is going to be to the left of it. You with me on that? So get it to the left of it. It doesn't have to be exactly where mine is. And then you just tap the middle to select it. Now it says upper bound. So now I slide to the right, and I get to the upper bound of the domain, so the other side, and so that grayed out part's like my restricted domain. So we're looking for the neighborhood that the maximum lives in. I tap again. It gives me my maximum, and it fixes my graph so that I can see it. It kind of does it for me. Okay, we good on that? No? Where did I lose you? Okay. There you go. Okay. So the other thing we're going to find that we want to be able to do is to find these 2 points right here. What are these 2 points on the graph called? The zeros. What else could they be called? The roots, x-intercepts, one more. Solutions, sometimes that comes up. Okay, so zeros, roots, solutions, x-intercepts, right? They all mean the same thing, okay? So we're going to find this left one first. So we're going to hit menu, because again, that's where our choices are. We are still analyzing the graph, so that's 6. And of all those words, which one do you see here? 0. So we choose 1 for the 0. And it works kind of the same way. I move to the left. Now, to the left of the 0, I could be way over here if I wanted to, but I don't need to be dramatic. I can be to the lower bound right there. I can click. Now, when I move to the right, I can't go to the other side of the other 0, because again, I have to have the neighborhood where there's just 1 0 there. Does that make sense to you? And then you can click it, and there's your 0. Now, those 2 things are something you're going to need for what we're doing today. I'm going to show you one more thing that I don't think you're going to need for today, but we may need to practice this next thing a few times because sometimes this just takes some practice to make it work, is what I'm trying to say. Now, if I find this other 0, chances are pretty good my ordered pair is going to end up right on top of this one, and I'm not going to be able to read anything. So what I want to do is I want to move this ordered pair. So take your cursor and put the hand where it looks like it's going to grab it, like he's trying to make a backwards C. He's about to grab something. Okay? Everybody got it? We're about to grab something? Okay, so the way you make it grab is you hit Control and then that middle button, and it closes it and looks like a fist. Now he's grabbed it, right? So he's holding on to it. Now you can move it wherever you want. Move it over here, just kind of get it out of the way. And then you can just hit Escape, and you've moved it. Okay. Now what happens sometimes with this whole Control key, sometimes you hit it, but you didn't really, or you accidentally do it twice and then things don't work. Sometimes you might have to do something more than once, but you can always hit Escape and get out of things. Okay. We all okay with that? All right, so now I want you to try to find the other 0 without me walking you through anything. And then I will walk you through it if you need me to. Yes. Do what? What about it? Okay, so where did we go? Menu. And what are we doing? Analyzing the graph. And then you want the maximum first. There you go. You go to the left and right of it. All right, so let me walk you through the 0. Menu. Analyze graph, 0. I'm right here. That's to the left of it. But again, I can't be way over here because that would give me 2 in my neighborhood. I can only have 1. So left of it, then I move over here, and there's my 0. Now, you don't have to worry about moving things all the time because had they ended up on top of each other, you could have moved one of them then. But then when you do that, you have to make sure that you know which is which. But I think with the X values, it's kind of obvious, so you can use some common sense there too. Because if they're on top of each other, you might not really be able to tell which one you're grabbing. Okay, so all we've done so far in the graph is menu and analyze graph. And once you hit that, then you have choices. Only so many things are going to make sense right now. We okay with all that? We good? Any questions at all? All right, so your assignment today, well, actually, let's talk about this. You took a quiz yesterday. We're going to talk about those on Monday. On Tuesday, you're going to have a quiz on 1-2, which is the worksheet that I gave you yesterday. So if you haven't finished that, come back with questions. Today, what this abbreviation means, your assignment is in AP Classroom. So you're going to go to AP Classroom. There's assignments over to the left. You should be able to find that. I want you to work together. The only questions that you can use the calculator on are the ones that say calculator. I think there's a little orange calculator there. There's not one built in. It's just telling you you can use it. I want you working together. If you need to write stuff out, you can get scratch paper if you want, or use the markers and write on the table. But please talk to each other. The discussions are good. I have it. It's if you don't finish it in class today, that's okay, because we took some time with the calculator. But I have it where after you submit it, right now, you're not going to see any results. You won't know what you got right and wrong or anything. After everybody's done, I will unlock that so that you can see what you got right and wrong, and it'll also tell you on most all of them why the right answer is the right answer and why the wrong answer is the wrong answer. So it's very good feedback there. And I really, really, really want you discussing these at your table, so don't be afraid to talk to each other. Okay? Are we all good? Awesome.